All right, we are live. We are live. Are you ready, Jerry, to get started here? Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready. I'm pumped.
All right. So you're saying to us, just to get people started, you're saying that the best way for you, that you think possibly is for people to actually buy online businesses as opposed to anything else. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying to us today?
Yes, if you want to have an additional income stream or replace your income stream, I personally believe the best way to do so is buying a website business. I've tried everything else before it in so many different other investments, and I believe this is the best possible way.
All right. We're gonna see we're gonna dive into this. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right. That's what's gonna happen right now in this episode of The Authority Project.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, feast your eyes and tune your ears. It's that time again. We are live with another episode of The Authority Project. It's the video podcast streamed on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, where we talk to digital marketers, business coaches, and creators of all kinds on how they've built authority in their field and how you can mimic their success. Developing authority, building your audience, and attracting better clients to your own business. Now, without further ado, let's bring to the virtual stage your host, Brian S. Arnold.
All right, and we are back on the virtual stage here with my new good friend here. We just popped in. It's Jaryd Krause. I hope I got that right. Is that right, Jaryd? Oh, hold up, let me unmute you. Go ahead, say it again. One more time.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so I'm excited because this is a brand new topic. When we talked a few months ago, I believe you said buying online business is like, wow, this is gonna be good because no one is talking about this. I think it's a kind of an underground thing still for me. I think, even though I know about the category, not a lot of people talk about just buying a business in this way. So I'm excited. I got questions. I'm sure people out there have questions as well. So if you have questions, people who are watching it right now, chime in. Don't be scared. Go ahead and give us some questions. So before we do any of that, however, please tell us, Jaryd, who you are personally and then professionally.
Personally, I'm a surfer. I'm a lover of philosophy. I'm a lover of business. And professionally, I teach people to buy online businesses. I have a podcast and all the things that are around that, community, and courses and all the things that people need to get help to buy an online business. Also help people grow their online business once they bought them with people in my inner circle mastermind. So I guess that's a quick snapshot.
Awesome. That's perfect. That is so perfect. So tell us what current project are you working on right now?
Building my portfolio.
Okay.
Of online businesses.
What does that entail? Oh, just building your portfolio of online business. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dive into it. So tell us, Jaryd, what led you to the point where you said to yourself, buying businesses is the key for your success? What was your aha moment? What led you to that?
My aha moment was after trying to. So long story short is I was a plumber and I didn't like it. I needed to get off the tools. So I ran away and started traveling and came home broke as a joke every time and started my old job back again. And in between, I tried to work out how I could make money online, and I struggled to do so. I started my own website businesses. So I started a travel blog, then I started an e-commerce business, and it just didn't really take off, and I was still plumbing. And my aha moment was when I was on the tools, and I think I was reading or listening to a book or an audio at the time, and I was working during the day and I saw people that were like 60 plus still working on the tools. And I thought, I can't do this until I'm that age because I'm going to miss out on a lot of things that I want to do with my life. And so I came across a stat, and this stat was my aha moment. It was my massive turning point. And that stat was that 90% of all startups fail. And that just really spoke to me. where I thought, well, hang on a second. I know how to run these businesses. I've started them from scratch. I'm really finding it hard to get to the point where I'm making enough income to, pay my way and replace my income and pay for all my expenses and live off these startups. And plus, I got a higher chance of failing through these, and I already was. So I thought, if there's businesses out there that are already making a consistent income, somebody else is putting all the sweat equity and the hard work, why don't I go away and buy one? Because it's past that 90% failure rate. And that was my aha moment. That was like, all right, that's an idea that I need to go away and research. And I did, and it led me down this path to buying multiple businesses.
Wow. Okay. So let's get into some how to. When you're researching these businesses, what to you makes up a good investment?
It's a great question. There's so many things.
Yeah,
I would.
I figured that's much. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Would you like me to narrow it down to 1 to 2 things or 2 to 3 things?
Give me 2 to 3 things. How about that? Give me 3.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say the first one, what makes a good business is a business has diversification of traffic. Now, what I mean by diversification of traffic is that they're not reliant on one single source of traffic coming to their website business. For example, if all the traffic's coming just from Facebook and Facebook changes your algorithm, then you're going to lose a lot of your traffic, which means you also lose a lot of your revenue. This has happened to me before with my marketing. It's also happened to so many people that have most of their traffic coming from Google search. Right. If Google changes their algorithm and you lose some keyword rankings on your articles or whatever it is on your pages, then you can lose a lot of traffic. And there's people that have, say, websites where 20% of their traffic is going to one article, or 30 or 40% of their traffic is going to one page. Right. And if that gets debunked off the ranking top of Google, then you lose 40% of your business, 40% of your traffic. It's crazy. So a good business to me, number one, is that it has a good diversification of traffic sources. Okay. Secondly, a good business, what I'd like in a good business is a decent diversification of revenue streams. For example, sometimes people will have one revenue stream, or say, for example, a drop shipping business where people can buy products from your site and you don't own them or stock them. A supplier does, and you run through the supplier. If you've only got one supplier and they've run out of products or they close down, then you lose your whole business. You lose all your revenue streams. So have multiple suppliers. Also, if you're using affiliates, affiliate commission, then have multiple affiliates. I suggest having a good diverse range of revenue of where you can get the revenue from, because if you lose one of those revenue streams, even if you've got a lot of traffic coming to your site, you lose a lot of money. Yeah. So I think that's really, really important. And then I think lastly, it would be a business that you know, like, and understand. Okay. So what I mean by this is a business that you might not understand it at the start. For example, a lot of my clients or people that join my community where I teach them how to buy websites, they get courses and mentoring, all the help they need. They may not know all the business models, but they learn which business models they could possibly purchase. And the one that they understand the most or excites them to run the most is the one that they should go down. And then you can start opening up a field of education around how that business model runs, stuff that I teach as well. And then you can run and grow that business. So I would say definitely have a business that intrigues you, either you're passionate about, you're excited about, or know something about. So that using that leverage is important.
So what you're saying is it's not just about money, basically. Don't just chase the money, even though it looks good. You have to really, really know something about it, basically, right?
Well, I feel that's the same as life. If you just chase the money, then you don't really end up where you are going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be fulfilled. Fulfillment is far more important than money. And the fulfillment, while you're chasing to buy a website and replace your income and make an income from doing this, it's not to make the money. That's secondary. Primary really is the fulfillment of not having to work or be able to spend time with your friends and family and do the things that you love with the people that you love. So if you got your eyes set on the wrong goal, then you're in big trouble. It's just a vehicle. It really is.
It's hard because I especially right now in the days and times that we are in this pandemic kind of globally, people are obviously concerned about money right now, maybe more than ever, concerned about what's going to happen. What am I going to do? What can happen? So I'm glad that you made the point. It still has to be about something that you has some kind of interest in, basically, or it's just still not going to help you long term. So tell me about the red flags when you see a company or a business, and maybe I want to clarify. Let's do this first. Clarify what you mean by an online business, like an online website, and what that means. I guess we didn't get into that, so I'll make sure that we dive into that first. What do you mean by an online business?
So what I normally teach is there's 3 key or pillar types of online businesses. Okay. One is a content website. A content website is a website that publishes content, and they get a lot of traffic and viewers to their website. And this could be like a blog, it could be a review website, it could be something in a website about a specific niche or a specific product, and they will make money through ads or affiliate commission and pushing people to other products. So that's a content site. The second one is a e-commerce business, right? So what an e-commerce business is where people will sell physical products or even digital products. Now, if it's physical products, they could be, say, your own product that you manufacture and you put into a 3PL, which is a third-party logistics. That could be like Amazon FBA, or it could be your own third-party logistics that you work out with somebody else. People will purchase it from your site, and then that warehouse, that order fulfillment agency, we'll call them, will send that product out to the customer for you. Or you could do it self-product distribution at home, where you have it in your house or garage or your own warehouse where you distribute these products. So that's an example of an e-commerce business. You could also use drop shipping, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard about drop shipping. And the last one, the third one that I like to talk about is a membership model or a SaaS model. And what SaaS stands for is software as a service. And this is where people will pay normally a monthly, quarterly, or annual fee to have access to a tool or a database of content. So for example, a database of content will be like Netflix or Audible, where people will pay a fee to get access to a database of content. And a service or a tool might be some sort of accounting software, or what we're using right now is StreamYard, where you can pay a fee to use this per month or per year, whatever it is, or an email software provider or whatever it is. So that's they're those 3 key types of businesses. I have helped people buy variations of those businesses as well, like hybrids. And then you can buy apps. I'm not so much teaching people to buy apps, but mainly these 3 types of businesses.
Awesome. So let's dive into. I'm glad to clarify that, because I want to let people know the differences of what an online business is. What are the red flags? Because I know people will be listening in on this and saying, it's kind of risky. Just investing in anything is a risk. But this thing appears to be like, is this something that I really can do? Can our average person do this? What are the risks? What are the red flags about doing this?
I love that question. And you're right. All investing is risky. And it's not just investment of money isn't just risky. Like, you can invest your money in a car that's not a good fit or a liability. Right. And it's same thing as your time. That can be a bad investment as well. What I like to say is that all risk is, like you said, can anybody do it? Can just somebody, just start doing this? And my answer to this is yes. And that can be for any investment category, not just buying an online business. And the reason I say this specifically to buying online businesses is that all risk is minimized by education. So all risk is minimized by education. So yes, you can do this, but first you need to educate yourself first, right? So once you've educated yourself, then you can become conscious of those red flags. And the way I like to explain this is that if somebody is getting ill and they just keep getting ill. That illness could turn into a cancer, and it could really, really stuff you up, and it could end your life, right? However, if you are starting to get ill, get an education around what that illness may be, and go away and diagnose that and go to the doctor, right? And this could be like a red flag. Once you become conscious of that, then you can treat it. Then you can look out for it. But if you're not conscious of it, then it's going to affect you. It's the same with a business and anything you purchase. If you're not conscious of the risks, i.e. the red flags, then that can affect you. So we need to educate ourselves to become conscious of those risks. And your question was, what are some of those risks?
Yeah.
Well, it can be not enough diversification in traffic.
Yeah.
It can be not enough diversification in revenue. And it could be small things as well. Like some people might have done some dodgy SEO building techniques, right? So it could be black hat versus white hat techniques. It could be that they have hid money, or they've paid for expenses and they haven't put it on the profit and loss statement. It could be, there's multiple, and we could go through so many. What I like to do is I like to teach people how to do their due diligence, and they fill out a special form. They submit their due diligence report to me, and I go through and I review it for them and point out some of the things in case they missed it, just in case. So if you're going down this route, definitely have somebody to go over the business you're looking at and the due diligence you've done. Does that help? Because I didn't cover too many red flags, but there's millions.
I think that works. Well, up here, obviously. I think it's just like any investment. If you're doing a stock, if you just a regular stock, you have to really know what's going on. You would think so. I think you were going to dive into this, but I wasn't sure. But I want you to address this about the maintenance. You're building this portfolio of these different sites, but there's got to be some. Is there some maintenance involved with these new online assets that you're acquiring? And if so, what does that entail? What does that look like?
Yeah, of course, there's maintenance. And maintenance can be just running the business, like operations of the business. So what that entails is, let's just stick with content sites, because that's the first one that I explain. With a content site, you need to maintain the SEO profile of the website. You need to maintain your traffic rankings. And you also want to maintain either your ad earnings or your affiliate earnings. So how we maintain this is there's so many different steps in doing so, but it would be producing great content that's SEO friendly, posting on social media, posting images on social media, and driving traffic from Google and social media to the site, and then maintaining the ads, ensuring the ads are in the right position on the page, and or making sure we have the right affiliates with the right affiliate commission amount per product or per page, whatever it is. And how we do this is, like, I don't do this personally. We do it with the team, right? So we hire virtual assistants that know this. We put them through training, and they go away, and we speak to them once a week, and they get the work done. So the maintenance for that, for sure. So, and it's the same. You could purchase a business where you do all the work yourself, which I've done, and then you could purchase a business that already has a team attached to it. Or you could build your team, and you could purchase a business and attach your team to that business, which is what we do. So I've bought businesses with team as well, and they've taught me everything about the business, which has been pretty cool to learn from the team. So if people are getting into this, don't feel like you're going it alone. That's one big misconception. It's like, you don't need to. Even if it doesn't have a team, have somebody to work alongside with you, like a mentor or a coach.
Yeah, that's very interesting that you said that's the one thing that I wasn't aware of, that you can actually buy a business with the team attached to it. That's incredible stuff, and that is very interesting. I must say so myself.
Just this morning, I opened up an email, and just like when properties are for sale, you may get email from your property broker. I get them from my website broker. And there was a business that was for sale, and it was half attractive to me. I haven't done due diligence, but they've got a team attached with it, and I can purchase it with the team, and it's quite cool.
Wow. That's incredible stuff. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. You can say yay, you can say no, you don't want to disclose this or whatnot, but are there places that you frequent or people can frequent right now just to look at where there are would they talk about about business to buy or so forth? Because obviously there are places that aggregate these kind of things. So, do you want to share that, or do you want to just?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, go right ahead.
Yeah, so like buying a property, a physical property, people list their properties for sale on the internet, and you can see how much the property costs and everything that's involved. It's the exact same with buying an online business or buying a website business. Is that they list these digital properties, these websites. They tell you how much the business is worth, how much they're making per month, what the expenses are, and how many hours work are required to run the business. So it tells you everything about the business, which is quite exciting. There's a couple of places. First one is, I want to say this with a caveat. Most people try to go buy a business from here, and it's really hard and probably not the best place to go if you're a beginner, right? You first want to learn due diligence. This is one of the biggest marketplaces. It's called Flippa. Flippa. You've probably heard of this, but you want to make sure you know what you're doing.
Right.
Really do. Most of my clients, if not all of my clients, purchase businesses from actual website brokers. Some that you can check out is feinternational.com, empireflippers.com, investors.club, quietlightbrokerage.com. And then if you want to find more, there's also motioninvest.com. If you want to find out more, then you can just Google website brokers, and there should be a bunch of website brokers you can test out and check.
Wow. Okay. That's great stuff, man. Great stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff. more than I thought there were. I know there are certain places where they have like you can actually buy and sell like SaaS companies or people who have apps. But the one I was looking at the other day it seemed kind of suspect. But anyway.
feinternational.com are mainly SaaS and apps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
So check that one out.
So let's get into why you feel it's better to make revenue online doing it this way, where you're buying businesses, as opposed to, say, me writing a book and trying to sell that, or me trying to make my own course and sell that, or being a coach and selling my coaching services. Why is this better? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's a good starter, right? I think it depends on the motivator of the person and where you're at in life. I feel that most people have a goal that they want to replace their income so they don't have to work. Now, the reason I like this method most is because when you are trying to start something, right, write a book, start a course, get people in, it takes so long to build an audience. It takes unless you've got a lot of money and you just inject a lot of money into marketing. To do this organically is really hard and almost non-existent, because it's a pay-to-play world now in the online business space. Yeah. So the way I feel this is better is that what you're doing is you're investing your money to buying an income stream, and it's an instant income stream. So if somebody wanted to go, say, buy a business for $100,000 tomorrow, right, instead of buying a house, they could purchase a business that's making about $33,000 a year, right? So it could be just under $2,000 a month. Yeah. Probably just over $2,000 a month if my math is correct. And so that is an instant income stream. And the goal for me to teach people is to have a less stressful life, is to be able to earn an income where you're not stressing about like, all right, where's it coming from, and own that income and evolve that income and have control over your income and your life. And in a job, that could be stressful because you don't know what's going to happen. That could end at any time. In a business, you've got control over it. If you know what you're doing, then you can expand it, and you don't have to make decisions based off stress, right? When you're stressed out in your job and you're trying to make money, and then you're also trying to start a business, then you can make emotional decisions that make it harder for that business to grow or make it easier for that business to fail. So I'm all about the goal of like having a less stressful life. And that's why I believe this is a great route, is because you can buy an income stream.
That sounds great, man. Sounds great. Sounds like a plan for people who are. I always have this idea, like if you're introverted and shy and you don't want to do like I'm doing. I'm introverted too, but a lot of people don't want to be on the camera. They don't want to go through like being in the spotlight. And don't get me wrong. I mean, this is like the only thing. There's another thing too. That's sort of similar like this, where you don't really have to be in the spotlight. Am I correct about that?
100%. So some of the richest people in the world that are billionaires, we don't even know who they are. Isn't that awesome? Like you don't need to do what we're doing, Brian, and get on the camera and show our face and have this energy, this positive energy all the time. I genuinely love what I do, if you can't tell. But there's people that genuinely love what they do, but they don't feel like they need to go shout it to the rooftops, and they can sit behind their computer screen and just be the best in the world at it. And there's those people around. And if that's your profile, if that's you, be more of who you are. Otherwise, you're just going down a route that's not going to end up with fulfillment. So you're spot on. You don't need to be this this object or this media guru. Yeah.
Right. It's something that I teach, and I want to let everybody know that there are other ways. There's always another way to do it. This is why I wanted him on here, because I always preach like build it, share it, get out there, show your face. And some people just don't want to do that, but there are other ways. This is why he's here. This is why Jaryd is here, to show you one of those ways. There's another way. That's affiliate marketing that I haven't gotten. I need to get a guy on here to do that. That I'm trying to get on, but you know about that too, Jaryd. So but which is a really big part of these sites that you're buying, obviously.
In fact, a lot of them are affiliate websites, and all of the websites you purchase, just about, you don't need to show your face. Like this is the beauty of it. The first 3 businesses I bought were somebody else's face, somebody else's brand that they built. And it may have been their personal brand, or it may have been their actual business brand. And there's like, if Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon, didn't decide to show his face, that doesn't matter, right? Him showing his face doesn't build Amazon any more than he has just done it sitting behind a computer with a massive team, right? Amazon would still be the biggest business in the world without him showing his face. And that's the beauty of this, like, is you can just be an investor and not show your face. And I'm all for it. Like, privacy is a really, really important thing. Like, I don't go around on Instagram sharing my whole life. I just share content that people want to consume about this specific subject.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you confirmed that with me. So I think I wish we had a little more time, but I wanted to maybe let's see if you can answer this real quick for me. Like, you talked about the red flags of, about buying stuff, but I think there's another side where maybe you have a business and you're thinking about selling one day. Can you just go down, and maybe this is part of the last, no, I'm trying to figure this out here.
Well, we can I've got time. If you want to go for longer, I'm happy to go for longer, but I'm happy to talk to how to set your business up to sell it as well, if you like.
Yeah, that's the exact question. That's the question I want to answer. You said
cool,
it right. That's in a nutshell. Go right ahead.
Cool. Well, if you're going to sell your business, I believe it's best to set it up, because you want to sell a business that's attractive to a buyer. And the reason why you want it to be attractive to a buyer is because you're going to get a higher multiple, which means you're going to get a higher price for it. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. So one of which is making sure that your books and your accounting and your profit and loss statement is in good order, and it's just like clear, concise, and makes sense, and is current and relevant and easy for somebody to consume and understand. That's number one. Number two is having a business that's not very reliant on yourself personally. Now, what that means is a lot of people want to buy a business so they can earn an income stream. They don't want to buy a job. So for me, because I don't want to buy a job, I want to buy a business that doesn't require a lot of work for me to run. And how you could set your business up so it's not so reliant on you is set up good systems, good processes and automations. And that can be done through AI, artificial intelligence, right? Yeah. And creating some sort of tool or system that works. I've done this for myself in my business, and I didn't know how to do it. I'd hired a developer to do so. Or you could, those tasks that can't be done by AI, outsource them to a VA and get the VA to do them, train them up, and have that business running like a machine without you, that turns off a profit without you. That's a lot more attractive when somebody comes to the business and they go, wow, okay, this business could run without me. I understand the profit and loss statement. Yeah. I know what I need to do to run this business. It's a far more attractive business, so people will pay a higher multiple for it. And lastly is diversification of risk. So this is attractive to people as well. So if I go to look at a business and have a good diversification of affiliates or a good diversification of revenue from multiple different products or multiple different suppliers, and a good diversification of traffic from either Google, social media, and or paid traffic, then that's more attractive to me. Yeah. Because there's less risk within the business. So the key things I'll just sum them up to those three key things is: 1, profit and loss, be very clear, concise, easy to read. 2, have a business that is a machine that can run almost without you. And then 3, good risk diversification within the business.
Perfect, man. That's awesome. That's some great stuff, man. I have just one last question now. That's because you just was perfect with those answers. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So last question. I ask this of all of my guests. They're here, they're listening to you, they see you, they love what you're doing. They want to do what you do, or they have similar interests, similar goals to doing this. Can you give them, just if someone was asking you point blank this question, how do you become an authority in this space? What would your answer be? I'll give you the floor.
Yeah. In my space or your space or any space? Is there any space?
This space of buying online businesses.
Yeah. How do you become an authority? An authority is somebody that is amazing at what they do. And people want to learn from them because they know what they do and they've practiced it for so long, right? They're not just teaching and regurgitating theory, they know it because they're living it and breathing it. That's how you become authority. An authority is made up of a couple of things. One of which is like what I mentioned just previously now, is living it and breathing it. Secondly is doing it for a long period of time, and not just 1 year and then you're an authority. I'm talking years and years and years, up to decades and decades, and then you can become an authority. The third thing is documenting, sharing, and giving people or serving people in your niche or in this niche and helping them with their problems, helping them solve their problems. They're the three things that you need to become an authority.
I love it, man. So you heard it. Just, I love your three things. They're perfect. If anybody knows about anything, always do it at least in three. And he gave that to you perfectly today, multiple times. Jaryd, just incredible stuff, man. Incredible stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody got the gist of that. I'm not just a one-trick pony here. There are all so many different ways to be, to make money online, and all the different ways to be an authority in digital or otherwise. So, please tell people right now where they can find you to you can connect with them further.
Yeah, sure. You can go to my website, buyingonlinebusinesses.com. We have we're rated in the top 3 best passive income podcasts online. So if you want to just sort of test this out, then you can listen to some podcasts. If it's for you, cool. If it's not for you, that's great as well, because you've discarded that there's another route that is right for you. So check it out. If you like anything, then you can ask me questions from the site too.
I love it. There you go. buyingonlinebusiness.com. Perfect. Get a hold of this guy. He's everywhere. See him on YouTube too. I saw some of the stuff on YouTube. So guys, this guy, he's the real deal. I hope you heard that today. And that's why he's on the show. I reached out to him. And I'm not sure who reached out to who, but it doesn't matter.
I can't remember either.
But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we connected, and I'm glad you have you on the show. People, build it. Still, my motto is still build it, share it, especially if you want to teach something. So, build it, share it, and they will come. And if you want to start buying online business, this is definitely the guy you want to talk to. That is all that I have. Unless you have anything else today before we go. Any words of wisdom? Last words of wisdom at all?
Last words of wisdom. If you want to do something and you want to be successful in it, then give yourself time. Don't put stress on yourself to make it happen overnight, because that's where mistakes can happen. Give yourself a good chunk of time. I'm not just talking 1 year. I'm talking many years into decades. And that's going to allow you to make better decisions because you're in it for the long term.
Perfect. I have nothing else to say about that. Everybody, take care. That's it for this episode of the Authority Project. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Goodbye. Thanks. Bye.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Authority Project. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like what you heard, we want to hear from you. Subscribe, rate, and give an honest review. Share and tell your friends so they can hear too. And for even more authority building tactics, be sure to sign up at theauthorityletter.com. Get free weekly content and ongoing digital product giveaways to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. We certainly hope you got a key takeaway, or maybe an aha moment from today's broadcast. Just remember, it's your authority. Build it, share it, and they will come. Until next time.